to bleed. Then I saw my secrets getting swallowed by the sea. Through a telescope, I saw a diamond glow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know.
Alright, welcome back to episode 3 of my little series. Just a quick recap of last week for my max out session. All I really tried to do was go a little bit more or a little bit heavier than I did the week previous. So for my snatches, I actually ended up doing 113. It felt pretty good, but I feel like I need to work on my pulling strength and my timing. It always just feels so heavy. After that, for my clean and jerks, I just went up 1 kilo higher than the previous week, so I did 135. This didn't feel too bad. I worked on it beltless. I feel like the belt helps the most during the pull, so it affects my cleans rather than my jerk. I still managed to do 135, and I felt like I probably could have done a little more. That was the recap of my max out session last week. Going into this episode, it is now, I'm on week 3 of my program. So for my workout sessions this week, I'm actually working on a 3 rep max and a 3+1 max on my clean and jerk. Generally, how I go about doing my rep maxes for the snatch and the clean and jerk, I already have sort of a number in my head that I feel like I can hit. For the most part, it works out, but this week it didn't pan out too well for me on my snatches. I feel like I could have done 105 kilos. So warming up to that 105, I actually only did singles and doubles, which helps me out in saving some energy, but it kind of goes against me if I end up missing 105, which I did end up missing twice. As a sort of a little redemption, I just did a single at 110 to make myself feel a little better. But regardless of my misses, being able to hit 110 kilos with relative ease, I don't feel like I wasted my session. Going into my clean and jerks, so I had the plan of doing 140 kilos for a 3+1 max. I was a lot more confident with that than I was with my snatches. As I was working up, I was taking pretty big jumps. Going into that final set at 140, I really made sure to take my time in between the cleans just to gather myself, not to rush it. I feel like I'm pretty good at being able to get under a clean. The part I'm not too confident about when I'm doing these multiple reps is having enough energy after those multiple cleans to have a solid dip in my jerk. But I did manage to do 3 cleans and have a pretty solid jerk at 140. That's a solid PR.
With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires it's a dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires it's a dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you.
Pretty much wraps up my 3rd week. Going into next week, it is a deload for me, so I'm actually looking forward to some lighter singles and lighter sets. I actually am starting to feel it. My body isn't holding up as well as I thought it would be. I'm waking up pretty tired, pretty sore, and I don't know. Sometimes I really don't feel like getting out of bed to go to the gym, but it's something that I just gotta push through for now. I have a feeling as I start to progress through cycle, I'll be getting into my comfort zone. So like I said, that wraps up week 3. So that'll be all for this episode.
Then it's